Cold open. Cold open. I got nothing. God damn it, I've just got absolutely nothing. Okay, I'm just gonna cook. Last year I had the absolute pleasure of visiting one of my favourite bars I've been to, by the way, in the last year. Jock Lindsey's Hangar bar in Disney Springs in Orlando. It's an absolutely incredible Indiana Jones themed bar, and I've actually mentioned it once before on the show when I did a cocktail called the Golden Idol a while back. And I sort of said as an offhand comment that, you know, this drink could potentially even be sold at Jock Lindsey's, which was sort of, you know, the thematic inspiration for the drink, so to say, so to speak. Jock Lindsey being the name of the pilot from the very first adventure we ever see Indiana Jones undertake at the very beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Start the engine! Get it up! When they escape the Jovitos, the Chachapoyan tribe in Peru that was working for the French archaeologist and rival to Indiana Jones, Belloc. But we are here to talk about a cocktail that I had there called the Hovito Mojito. And this drink, the Hovito Mojito, obviously being a nod to the Jovitos from that very first adventure we see them on. And we actually learn at Jock Lindsey's, his bar, that he and Indy had been on many more adventures, as well as just that very first one that we see, including a search for the Fountain of Youth, during the time of which Jock finds this lovely place at Disney Springs and decides to open up his own bar and plants clues all over the bar, photos, maps, treasures that he's recovered, and he sort of puts these all over the bar, and we can look at these clues and sort of connect the dots and see what kind of adventures that they've been on, as well as just that one. It's very, very cool, very, very cool place. And of course the menu serves as a tribute to he and Indy's exploits, the Hovito Mojito being a very obvious nod. And whilst I was there, they actually let me buy the glass that I had my Hovito Mojito in, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful, certainly tiki adjacent or tiki inspired mug. And it is, of course, a mojito with one crucial difference, being that it's made with pisco, which, if you remember from the Golden Idol episode, is the native spirit of Peru. So obviously the scene taking place in Peru. Pisco, Peruvian pisco, is very clearly the obvious choice here. However, that's being said, the menu at Jock Lindsey's does indeed call for Barsol Peruvian pisco. I wasn't able to get my hands on any. The pisco that I do have is actually Chilean in origin. And if my memory serves, Chilean pisco and Peruvian pisco are not made the same way. The fundamentals of it are the same. It is essentially a brandy, but the distillation methods differ slightly. So there are some notable flavor differences between the two spirits. So if you're going to make this one for yourself at home, use a Peruvian pisco. In fact, use Barsol pisco. This is all I could get. I really did not really have many other, if any, options beyond this. So just pretend, for my sake, that I am indeed using a Peruvian pisco. And you can go from there. All that being said, we shall build, from this point, a fairly traditional mojito. And this is how I like to make mine. We'll start off with, 8 mint leaves. Then I'm going to add half an ounce of simple syrup. And I'm adding the simple syrup first at this point because I'm now just going to give it a very light muddle, more of a press than an actual muddle. And the reason that I'm muddling it with the simple syrup is because I want the sugar in the simple syrup just to sort of draw out the oils inherent in the mint that I'm just lightly pressing out by giving it such a light muddle. I'm hoping, this might not even be a real thing, I might just be making this up, but I know that sugar is a hydrophilic. It loves to draw out liquids. So I'm hoping that although the simple syrup is already in liquid form, this will be a really good way to draw out those mint oils that we want in here. From here, I'm going to add half to 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. And we're going to say like half to 3/4. A mojito can, and certainly often is an exact science, I don't really think it should be. I think if you want something like that, then you should just make a daiquiri. And I have seen people make mojitos by taking like 20 minutes to put mint leaves in and granulated sugar and slowly, gently jostling it for like 20 minutes until the mint releases its oils and the sugar starts to dissolve in it. And sure, that probably tastes phenomenal. It's just not a very economic way with your time to make a mojito. Especially because they're gone in like 3 seconds anyway. And now we are going to add our 2 ounces of our Peruvian pisco. Now at this point, we're going to add some cracked crushed ice. Just a bit, not all the way to the top. And then what we're gonna do is give that sort of a jostle. We're gonna pick up that mint. We're going to incorporate all the ingredients and we're going to chill it. It's at this point I like to add my soda, and I don't really do this to exact. I literally just do a good moderate glug. And that does me for soda. I don't want any more than that because I think that thins it out a bit too much and the effervescence is largely gone anyway. By the time it all is said and done, so I just don't see the point in adding too much. Bit more ice. Pop in a straw, and then cap it with crushed ice. We are then going to take 1 or 2 healthy sprigs of mint. Give that a light clap and stick them in right next to the straw. And there you go, that's really all there is to it. And what a beautiful thing it is as well. And that's gonna stay ice cold for a very long time. And because it's at freezing temperature, it's not really gonna dilute too much more than it already has, unless you're sat in a very hot sun. If, of course, you're in Florida at Jock Lindsey's Hangar bar. Let's give it a try. Wow, that's lovely. Very, very refreshing. The mint obviously comes upon the nose and that's gonna play quite a large role in forming your flavor palette. And it's not too sweet or too citrusy or too sour at all. It's perfectly balanced. And that is lovely, very lightly effervescent from the soda water, which is gonna lose its fizz pretty quickly being on crushed ice and being jostled around quite a bit. And of course that pisco does something very different than a nice lightly aged rum would, like a Havana Club 3 or the pisco definitely sort of lends itself to sort of an aftertaste of grapes. You are definitely tasting the grapes in that pisco. And the way it just combines with the lime is absolutely gorgeous in the mint. And you sort of wind up with this very bracing, refreshing lime, slightly minty, and then an aftertaste of grapes. This is an ultimate summer drink. A very clever small tweak, well, quite a big tweak actually, to the classic mojito. If this is a topic you would like to see more of as well, let me know. I'm actually going back to Florida in 2 days, and I will definitely be making another pit stop by Jock Lindsey's Hangar bar. So yeah, definitely let me know if that would be something you'd be interested in seeing, me doing more cocktails from Jock Lindsey's or any other Disney attractions, restaurants. So yeah, thanks again for tuning in to In The Drink. It is my utmost pleasure making these videos. This is one of my favorite things to do. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers. One to beam out.